The laughter hit her like a slap. It echoed across the dojo walls, sharp, mocking, and cold. A man in a white GI stood at the center of the room, grinning as he pointed at her. "Well, come on, let's see what you've got," he said. Everyone chuckled, everyone except her. She stood near the corner, mop still dripping on the blue mats, her old gray sweatpants stained with bleach. Her hands trembled not from fear, but from something buried deep, something that had slept too long. The laughter faded. The room waited, expecting a clumsy mess, maybe a quick joke, but no one was ready for what came next. Because the woman they called the cleaning lady was about to remind them all what real strength looks like. Not the kind you show off with belts or trophies, but the kind built quietly, through pain, loss, and survival. Her name was Rosa Martinez, 43 years old, single mother, survivor for 5 years. She had worked at the West Valley Martial Arts Academy mopping floors, wiping mirrors, cleaning up after everyone else's sweat and pride. She arrived before dawn and left after dark. Most people didn't even know her name. No one ever asked why her left hand didn't move quite right, or why she wore long sleeves even in the heat, or why she sometimes stopped to watch the students train, eyes filled with something both heavy and hopeful. Because long ago, Rosa hadn't been a janitor. She'd been a fighter, a national Taekwondo champion in Mexico. Once bound for the Olympics until her dreams were shattered by the man she married. He was her coach, her husband, and her abuser. Years later, Rosa fled with her little boy, Daniel, carrying nothing but 2 backpacks and the memory of the woman she once was. Life in America wasn't kind. She cleaned homes, washed dishes, anything to survive. But when she found the Martial Arts Academy, something inside her stirred again. Being near the mats, hearing the sounds of training, it was like touching a piece of her old self. Her son, Daniel, started taking classes there. She worked double shifts just to afford it. Never asked for a discount. Never told anyone who she used to be. That day, the academy was hosting a big demonstration. Parents, students, instructors all gathered to watch. Rosa, as always, was in the background with her mop, quietly cleaning. Then came Jake, a black belt instructor, confident and cocky. He was showing off for the crowd, throwing kicks, cracking jokes, until he spotted Rosa. He said, with a smirk, "You want to give it a try?" The crowd laughed. Rosa froze, unsure if she should laugh too. Jake grinned, wider. "Come on, let's see what the cleaning crew can do." Something shifted in Rosa's eyes. She set the mop against the wall, rolled up her sleeves, and stepped forward. The room fell silent. "All right," Jake said, half joking. "I'll go easy." Rosa bowed, then moved into a stance so clean, so practiced, that 2 senior instructors sat up straight. Jake attacked, lightly testing her. She blocked it, effortless. He struck again, faster this time. She ducked, pivoted, and swept his leg out from under him in one perfect motion. He hit the mat with a thud. The dojo went dead silent. Rosa reached down, offered him her hand, and helped him up. This time, he bowed to her, not out of politeness, but respect. From the back, someone whispered, "That's Daniel's mom." Applause filled the room, not for a show, but for the truth everyone had just witnessed. That night, Daniel hugged his mother, tighter than ever. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked softly. Rosa smiled. "Because you didn't need to know who I was to become who you are." A week later, the academy offered scholarships for both Rosa and Daniel. Even the Grandmaster himself approached her with a bow. "It would be an honor to see you train again, Senora," he said. At first, she refused. Too old, too tired. But Daniel looked at her, eyes bright, and whispered, "Please, Mom, just once. For you." So she did. She tied her old, faded belt around her waist and stepped onto the mat, not as a cleaner, not as a shadow, but as the fighter she had always been. And from that moment on, Rosa wasn't invisible anymore. Her courage inspired others to share their own struggles, their own silent battles, because one act of strength, one spark of truth, can light up a whole room. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and share it, and remember, every person has a story worth seeing. You're watching Pure Hub Kindness, where every story reminds us that compassion is the strongest force of all. Comment below. I see you, Rosa. Let's make sure the world never overlooks people like her again.